Let's go.
Wednesday afternoon.
I think they rested Eze because he's not been 100% fit. But it was a professional performance, and one you would have expected a Premier League team to beat. Well, what are they? A League Two team, I think, Doncaster. So you would have expected that result. But Palace still had to do the business. That they were dogged. They played pretty good football. So it's what happens. But yes, if Palace had lost to a League Two team, that would have been something of a giant killing. But Palace had put their first team out pretty much. So, yeah, it would have been a surprising loss. But in Liverpool's case, they put out very much a second 11. Some still very good players who don't normally start, like Elliott, who's brilliant. He's about 20 or 21, Harvey Elliott, and he comes on as a sub usually, and he's like a great impact sub. He does the business. He's got so much football nous. He reads the game and he scores goals sometimes. So he was playing. So I'm not suggesting the players, if you're going to be a player at Liverpool, you've got to be pretty good. But I think there was a lot of inexperience in the team, both in cup competitions and first team generally. So I was slightly surprised that Slot didn't put out a slightly stronger team. Because in the event they've gone, maybe they just want to focus on the Premier League and the Champions League, understandably. But, I was surprised nonetheless.
Yeah, I was just thinking about the mentality behind that. Why wouldn't you want to win the FA Cup? It's a big cup. It is. Yeah, I'm just thinking about Arne Slot. I'm just thinking out loud here on Arne Slot's motives. Why would you want to put in a weaker team? Why would you not want to go for the FA Cup? The FA Cup is, it's a big cup, isn't it? Because then you're playing against a lot of teams in and around England. I know some pitches are like really patchy, but that's besides the one last night was very it was below standards. The Exeter City, Exeter City pitch, and it was mentioned in the comments as well. But I don't understand why they wouldn't want to go for the FA Cup. Why would he just want to concentrate on the Premier League? Because if you win 2 trophies, you've got the machinery for that. I mean, he's got a good squad, isn't it? Why would he then want to limit his success? It's like limiting success, isn't it? It's like, I'm just going to concentrate on this. And I suppose another reason might be perhaps because of injuries. He doesn't want his big players to sustain, injuries that would then put them out of, matches to come. But yeah, anyway.
To come in on that, it's a good point you've made, but I don't think it's that they don't want to win that competition, but I think there's a couple of things. One is that the cup competitions, perhaps for the higher up clubs in the Premier League, it does give the managers an opportunity to rotate some players, and it must be difficult at the best of times keeping all of your squad of 25 players you register at the beginning of the season, keeping them all happy. I mean, you may have a first team squad, if you like, of 14 or 15 players. So it does give a manager the chance to blood some younger players who don't always come on even as a substitute, to keep them happy. Otherwise, they could go weeks, months without ever getting a game for their club. Yeah. So I think that's one element. The other one is perhaps a bit more thoughtful, in a sense, thoughtful about it, because I'm sure there must be cases.
Our family and the ladies, Dr. Gladys and Phantom and Rose, we all have a lovely show every weekday, so join us for a lovely show.
Say hello to Phantom, Dr. Gladys.
As a substitute to keep them happy. Otherwise, they could go weeks, months without ever getting a game for their club. Yeah. So I think that's one element. The other one is perhaps a bit more thoughtful in a sense, thoughtful about it, because I'm sure there must be cases where a manager thinks, well, we're playing a team at the bottom of the league below, the Championship, who are actually having a pretty appalling season. I mean, they sacked Wayne Rooney, didn't they? Because they kept losing. I think the current guy has picked things up a bit, but they're still down there in that part of the division. And so it must be tempting for a Premier League manager, particularly one where they're at the top of the league, or near the top even, to think, well, I don't ever want to admit it, but I'm not going to be complacent. But actually, he's being a bit complacent because he thinks, well, Liverpool at any level, second team, even third team, will be good enough to beat that team that's struggling in a lower division. So I think complacency definitely creeps in, perhaps from the manager, maybe not from the manager, but even from the team who go out. They know they're Liverpool footballers, and even if they're not automatic first teamers, they will still have the pride of the shirt of, we are Liverpool. So it is possible, I'm sure, for any Premier League team, when they're playing a team in a lower division, to be complacent. It's not even a choice. I think sometimes it's that complacency is there without you even being aware of it. And I suppose I'm trying to think of an example in life. I mean, it's difficult to come up with an example, but if I, for example, if you said to me, I challenge you to a game, bruv, of table tennis, well, I would think, I know in my bones that I'll thrash Cuz. He won't have a chance when I get on the table with him. So I'm really joking. You might be a great table tennis player, and I haven't played for a long time. But my point is that if someone is very much better at something than someone they're playing, then you will be complacent almost by nature, even if you didn't want to be, because you would know that the statistics or whatever of the game you're playing, you should win. And if that creeps into your psyche almost without knowing it, that's complacency, and that can cost you games. So maybe there's an element of that. And of course, once Plymouth got their noses in the idea, God, we could win this. They realised they were matching Liverpool all around the pitch. Liverpool were not really standing out against them. Then what happens? The confidence comes, and you score a goal. The confidence comes, and the confidence is the key element of just about every game or sport that you play. Is belief.
Soft Emma and the ladies, Dr. Gladys and Phantom and Rose. We all have a lovely show every weekday. So join us for a lovely show.
Say hello to Phantom.